So here's the next story about the Mavic 2 Pro Zoom. When I was in a crash and I had the front arms replaced, well, front arm and the right arms replaced, uh, it came back and I kept getting gimbal motor overload errors, and it turns out in my previous video you can see that I solved that problem. It was not damage at all. It was probably a loosened connection on a ribbon connector, and nothing needed to be replaced. It was 6 screws, it was one little cover, and it was easy, and I didn't expect that to be the fix. I thought I was going to have to replace the ribbon connector, but it was not needed. The robot restored itself after that. Next was obstacle sensors. When I from a previous from a previous crash, no, it was from this crash. I fell on a rock, and it broke this top window, but it didn't damage the sensor, and they wanted to charge me a lot for the new sensor setup and for the installation, and I said no, 300 is enough just to replace the arms. That's the last time I'm actually having a repair done now. I will probably do everything myself. I am capable. I just was scared, and now I'm not scared. So next up would be what was wrong with this. Weirdly, it kept giving me a signal that that there was an obstacle in the way. But there was no obstacle in the way, so I cleaned off the glass and I tried again, and it still said at close range it was seeing things, but it was giving judgments about distance, about how far away things were, but there was nothing there. So when I brought it in and I was messing with it, I noticed when it was up close to stuff, it turned green. And when it was far away, it said there was an obstacle. So it occurred to me the sensor is working. It's backwards. The other sensors, the sides, the front, they worked. They were working correctly. Everything was functioning, but the back ones were lying. They were doing the exact opposite. So I put it on DJI Assist, and I went through the sensor calibration, and it fixed it. So now I fixed the sensor calibration, and I fixed the jarred camera, which was malfunctioning and giving an error 200, which was gimbal motor overload, a fixable problem. If you're unfortunate enough to have the Pro only, you have to go through a whole rigmarole to dismantle that camera and get to that ribbon, which is a weird shaped 3-pronged tiny little ribbon connector. This is a big wide thing. It was easy to get to. It connects one end to the camera unit, it connects the other end to the board. The one on the camera unit has 2 little screws that keep it from pulling off, and when I took it off and reset it and put it all back together, it worked perfectly. So that seemed to be the fix for me. I ordered the ribbon connector thinking, well, it's the broken ribbon connector, that's what they say. And after I fixed it, I canceled my order because it fixed. So you might want to try that first, particularly with this unit, the Mavic 2 Pro Zoom or Mavic 2 Pro. The camera setup is a very easy repair. I think if you have had a crash and all the motors seem to work. It goes through its routine. It just ends up in a stupid place, or it wavers around, or it's getting miscommunication. The motors are working. You haven't damaged the motors. It does. If it goes through all of its positions, then don't worry about the motors. It's a communication problem. It's the cable. Okay, great. Thank you.